Hey guys, it's Danielle with Octane Design Studios, and I'm crafting today. Check out all the fun festivities in this video. So I've got all these different tools. I've got scissors, I've got tape, I've got some fishing wire, which I will talk about here shortly on how we're going to be using that. And then I've also got all these different types of gold, metallic, cardstock paper because it's New Year's Eve and we want to do something fun. So follow along as we kind of construct this really cool backdrop for New Year's Eve. So these are the materials that I'm primarily using. I have a pre-design that I've made in the Cricut Maker, and I'll show you what that looks like right now. Okay, so we've got some stars, we've got some circles where I'll be making some bunting banners, and then I have additional designs that I'm going to be cutting here in just a minute. But let's do one thing at a time. Let's start with just cutting out our stars and circles. Okay, it's ready to go. Alright, so I'm gonna put my first sheet of paper down here. Put it on my mat. It's not in here correctly. Make sure it is in here correctly. Alright, so I've set the setting on the card stock setting. It's kind of thin, but it has got a little bit of a thickness to it. It's gonna hit that go button and watch it do its thing. Okay, we're done with our first cut. We're going to go on to the next set of cutting, and then we'll move on to our bigger letters and showcase our pretty little background of letters. Okay, let's see. All right, so we've got these beautiful pieces here. We've got stars, shapes, and circles. And again, we're just using this as our pieces for our backdrop here that we'll be doing here in just a little bit. Okay, so now you can see where we're going initially with the design. We have a giant hello 2020, and then our bunting stars and circles that we'll be making as a backdrop on our wall here. And these are just simple ways that you can celebrate the season, specifically for New Year's. Maybe you have your own New Year resolutions or some things you're intentionally working on in 2020. Feel free to share those with me in the comments if you want. Okay, I'm going to show you really quickly how I'm taking this right off the mat. I removed the access here. A lot of times I'll just bend the mat itself and just lift up my pieces as needed. A lot of times when you have thin paper like this, you just want to be super gentle, not force it to do anything. As you can see, you can bend these mats. You can kind of mold them as you will to whatever you need to have done. But I'm literally just bending this around and just pulling it loosely off the mat. Slow and steady is the race. Ta-da! So we have a lot of gold sitting over here. But this is the first part of our Hello 2020 that will be hanging here shortly. So that's piece one. Let's get back to the mat. So the pattern that I'm going to follow is I'm going to do one separately for stars and then one separately for circles. And they'll alternate between the big and the little. And I'll probably space them out maybe about 2 to 3 inches apart. So I have a good amount. But I do want it kind of close together, but not horribly close together. So follow along here as I continue to make those as well. Okay, as this is going, I'm going to move the Hello 2020 out of the way. And again, I'm going to refocus on just the garland part. So as my pieces are being constructed, I know I'm going to have an X amount of stars and circles. And I'm actually going to start with a small circle and a big circle. Starting with the big circle first. I'm just going to use my regular tape. This is fishing wire. Get it at Walmart and the fish and I don't know what they're called, the hunting section, I guess. You can get that pretty cheaply. It's a great crafting resource to have when you need something hung, but you don't want everything to show. So this is pretty translucent and clear. You can use it. You are seeing me cut tape that I have overlapped in areas on the star that I don't need. So when I see that, I automatically just cut in between and pull them out so that it doesn't look, so I don't have to fold on top of them or put anything else on top of it. It looks kind of distracting when you have overage of tape. And so I just want to make sure that I have all my tape out that I don't need. Okay, there's still a little bit here or there, but you can just cut it right off. No big deal. It always makes me feel better knowing that it's more exact to size and there's no glossing of tape hanging out on your edges. If you're that type of person, and I'm pretty sure that most crafters are a little bit more attentive to detail, you'll care about these little things that I'm doing. Scissors are your friends, right? Okay, so we're wrapping up the last little piece of this. This is also a beautiful little star garland, which is what we wanted, stars and circles. So I'm gonna take, again, more like 4 feet, 4 inches. I said 4 feet, but I really mean 4 inches of line here, and just cut that off. And I'm actually gonna just take this, wrap it around, and do my little knot again. And you'll have that here. Just a second. Put it right through. We make our little knot again. And this just makes us a little handle so that we can better, there's tape stuck to me, so we can better make hanging easier for these pieces. And I love using fishing line because, again, it's translucent. You can't see it. It's easy to hang from a distance. You can barely tell that it exists. So we have our line now. We can cut down our ends if we want to make them look a little cleaner, because I do have a lot of excess string on both sides. Well, not so much on this one, but we can cut that down. Okay, so now we have this big pretty garland that's available to hang. And you can, I love the fact that it actually has a white backing to it, because just in case we do decide to kind of, the wire itself is kind of curly a little bit. So either way, it looks really, really pretty on a black or dark based backdrop. So next is our letters. Our 2020 letters. So we've got our gold stars. They look fantastic. They're on fishing line. You're barely going to see it when you actually hang them. They look really good. Okay, so we're going to move that to the side. And we're going to start on our letters. Now this is a little bit different and a little bit more strategic. Like I said, in our cutting process, we got smart. And instead of doing each individual letter, we thought how cool it would be to actually put together the Hello 2020 together. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put these letters together first. And then you can see the finished-ish project from there. Okay, here we go. Hello 2020. If you have other cool projects that you're doing or you think I should do on my YouTube channel, just let me know and we can kind of make that happen. I'm open to suggestions on things I should make next. But this is pretty much a wrap, and I'll showcase the finished piece here shortly. Okay, that's a wrap. If you like what I'm putting down, like, subscribe, and share.